everybody, GravyTrain here with another episode of GravyTraining. So, I wanted to try to take a little bit of a different tack with this. There's a lot to this game of Autonauts, and I've been enjoying it immensely, and I can see where a lot of people who aren't familiar with the ideas around programming and things like that would potentially struggle with this. And this is kind of a good way to familiarize yourself with really basic programming, understanding some kind of core concepts and things like that. So I figured I would go through and make some individual tutorials and talk about how to accomplish tasks using programming within this game. And this first video, I want to kind of go over some concepts around the robots themselves, and just kind of clear up some of these types of things. So, first of all, you hit the spacebar to pull up Teach Mode, and you can select the given robot. So, as you can see here, this is a bot Mark 1. And that bot, you can see at the very top, has 12 kilobytes free. And you can see that it has a inventory slot for a hat and an outfit. It's also got 3 hand slots and 1 upgrade slot. These bots do not have a backpack, so you're pretty much limited to only being able to carry one thing at a time with them. And 12 kilobytes, and each instruction is 1 kilobyte. A loop is 1 kilobyte in each instruction. So effectively you have 12 commands that can be given. Now you can rename any of the bots, and I recommend that you do so to be descriptive of their purpose. So this is just bots, Mark 1, then just click off anywhere. You can have more area to work with, but it really doesn't matter. And then you've got your record button, or your teach button, and your play button, and your stop button. Play button becomes a pause button. And here you've got your loop, undo, delete. This gets you to trade with the bot so you can get in and give it different things and take things from it. Follow the bot, and this is copying your script so that you can see it or share it with other people. And I will be doing that in order to give you guys a rundown of how to program the different things. So this guide will be a companion to what I'm putting together for Steam. And yeah, hopefully this helps you. If it does, don't forget to subscribe, get a thumbs up, tell your friends, whatever. We're trying to grow the channel, trying to provide good content to help grow the channel. So yeah, that's it for the moment. I am going to continue on then. So here, this is a bot Mark 1001, or effectively it's a bot Mark 2. You can see here it has 16 kilobytes, so that's 16 instructions. If you go into its inventory, it's got the same, well, almost the same as you do. It's got 4 inventory slots. And it has a backpack slot and 2 upgrade slots. Now, I'm out of throw range, which means if I was standing closer, you have to be, in order to trade with the bot, you've got to be close enough. So, yeah, and the upgrades we'll go over in just a moment. And finally, bot Mark 3, you can see by default it has 20 kilobytes free. And it's got all the same stuff, and internally it can actually carry more than you can, has more backpack slots and 2 upgrade slots. So, and these you get as you progress through the game or as you unlock research or things like that. I've gotten to bot Mark 2. I have not gotten to bot Mark 3. So, yeah, that's the starting point now. And let me just move this stuff up here. So this is my bot assembly, and This is my bot other thing. Yeah, bot workbench. So bot assembly unit, you can configure it for two things. You can either configure it for building basic bots, which are going to be like this. As you, I think probably as you unlock technologies or upgrade these things, you'll be able to build it, perhaps to build the other ones, but I'm pretty sure you end up just having bot upgrade, at which point you need to give it a head, a drive, and a bod. So that's how you build the Mark IIs. And then here in the bot workbench is where you get all the materials and upgrades. So if I were to want to upgrade this, I could get better stuff and so on. But you've got a basic bot head, and these aren't organized extremely well. So this is a bot head, this is a bot bod, this is a bot head. You got three different heads, this one, and this one. You've got bods, this one, and this one. And then you've got locomotion or drive, which is this one, and this one. And they take basically the same stuff to build. Drive, yeah. There may be some that have a little bit of a variance, but I think this is purely cosmetic. So far, that's all I've noticed. Then you got some upgrades. So you've got a brain upgrade, which is better bot memory, which would increase that value that you have on each tier of the bot. It would increase it bigger. So I think it's probably like 4K for the basic, and you get more as you go. You got a sensor upgrade, a power upgrade, so that means it can hold more in its end effector, which is its hand. I'm not sure why they call that a power upgrade. It's more of a capacity upgrade, but so that increases its number of hand slots. Locomotion upgrade, moves faster over surfaces. Energy efficiency upgrade, so this helps it last longer between charges. And a backpack upgrade, so the bot can store more in its backpack. It has to have a backpack in order to use backpack upgrade. So that's the core stuff. So you can see right here, so I am just going to go ahead and give myself a bot upgrade. Upgrades, yeah. Crude brain update. So if I come over here, I need to come close. So it's got 12K. If I give it to its upgrade slot a brain update, it's now got 16K. So it is a 4K increase. Now I don't know if that is percentage-wise, so let's try the same one over here. See if it's also 4K. It is 4K just flat out. So then this is the good bot brain update. So if once again we add an upgrade to this bot, now we go from 12 to 20, so it's 8K. I do not believe, let me try just to be sure. I do not believe you can put more than one of the same family of upgrade. Yeah, so it's not letting me do that. But it will let me do that. So only one of each family of upgrade. So I can do a brain upgrade, and let's say a power upgrade. You can see it's got 4 carry slots. Now I've got 5 carry slots. So that is bots. That is upgrades. Then now you can also upgrade the system itself. So it requires 8 poles and 4 tree seeds. Let me give myself poles. And tree seeds. Okay. And apparently it gave me a better brain update as a result of doing it. But now you can see I have better updates, power updates, locomotion upgrades, more bot heads, Mark II, which the Mark II heads will have more intelligence or more K capabilities. So that's how what upgrading is going to do. It's going to give you access to more stuff, sensor upgrades, increases the search range, that kind of thing. In terms of... I've got a bot over here clearing a big section for me. Let's just go ahead and give myself another shovel. Give him the shovel and he can pick back up. So... the next thing has to do with areas. So, for example... if I look and stop, I have to wait for this guy to done digging. I go into record, so you can see, and we'll go through programming here in a minute, but there is areas that they're able to search on their own. So this one has, I can actually choose its own search area, which could be potentially really big for the large bots. Or it can be much smaller for the other bots, and that's their search area. So when you look at search area inherent to a bot, that's what you're talking about. You can also map to a sign. So if I come over here, pick this sign up and hit the Z key, I can edit the sign. Link area means that there's going to be an area linked to it. And it used to be sometimes... okay, you can still do it. You hit max area and it'll max it out. This is the max search area for the size of sign that this is. But you can make that sign represent an area. And just hit save. Okay. Then you can even, if I move around, sign moves with me. But you can place them down, and then this sign represents an area. Now, also, another thing... this area doesn't have to be centered on the sign. And it doesn't have to be full size or anything else. So if I want to max the area, then I can just put it back, or I can put it off to the side, or whatever. So bear that in mind too. The sign does not have to go directly under it. I don't know that there's actually an effective range. It can probably be on the other side of the world even. So, yeah, now you can then give instructions. So let me give myself a sign. I'm going to go over here. Pick this up. And of course, I moved the wrong sign, but that's fine. So now I'm going to give this bot, or this sign, area that corresponds to the one that I want to do work. And mind you, the signs are limited in area, so we'll say okay, okay. Now we're going to stop this guy. I'm going to hit record, and you can actually map by selecting a structure. And I must still be carrying that sign. Yeah, I am. Okay. Can't do it to a carried sign. And I'm going to, map it to a structure instead. Choose this structure. And now, he's going to work just within this structure. I can then map multiple bots to the same sign, so that I can move that sign later and it will follow me, the area will follow me, and I can have other bots all have their targets moved at once. I don't have to keep resetting target areas, things like that. It's really good, for example, if you want to set up gathering bots. You've got bots that just want to gather up all this garbage. You can pick the sign up, move it to where you want them to work, drop it, go do some stuff, come back. They'll have finished, and on and on and on. So, yeah, now let's look at programming a bot. So we're just going to go over the basics because I want to talk about specific programs later on. So let's just do... let's just do something that's gathering stuff up. So I'm going to come over here. And especially early on, when your bots are the simple version of the bots, probably want to keep them fairly simple. It's just simpler to manage, you don't have enough memory to do a lot of things, and there's only so much you can do as far as that goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the space bar, go into programming mode. So this guy is going to be a log mover. And I can go ahead and click record to edit. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show the bot. I'm going to do the action. I want you to come out and pick up this log. And then I want you to drop it into this log storage. And as far as the bot's concerned, this is the only thing they have to worry about, is picking up a log, moving to the log, or finding a log, picking up the log, moving to the log, picking up the log, moving to the pallets, adding the log to the pallets. And you want it to do that over and over and over. Now, in order to do something over and over and over, that's called looping. So you've got a loop, which is this. If you click it again, the loop goes away. You have to have a separate looping condition in order to have nested loops. Nested loops means one loop that contains another loop inside. So I would have to say, okay, move here. Now I can create a loop around that. But that's not important. You can left-click and drag to move these instructions around. And you can right-click to delete an instruction. You can also undo your last action. And that's pretty much the interface here. Now, there's a couple of things with regard to this interface. One is the repeat option. So there are a number of conditions. This is called a loop condition. And you can repeat until your hands are full, your hands are empty, until some object that you specify is full, not full, or empty, or until a held object, like say a pail or a bucket, is full or is empty, a specific number of times, until your backpack is empty, or until your backpack is full, or forever. So as you do something like this, until question mark is full, well, now you have to tell it what question mark is. So I'm going to say until log storage is full, I'm going to keep doing that. So now I want to find the nearest log in an area, and this is a basic bot. So you're only going to have so many logs available, or so much area available. We'll just do it over here because this is where there's the most logs right now. Max out the area, hit OK. And I could actually give the bot a sensor upgrade, but I'm up against dark area that I haven't explored, so that's fine. Now this button, this toggle exit repeat on fail, it's exit repeat. It's kind of weirdly worded. So what this means is if for some reason there's an error, cannot complete an action, or something like, say there's no more logs in this area, that's an error condition. If that's the case, it exits out of this and moves forward. Or if you had this bot was doing chopping and its tool broke, or its hands are full, or whatever, some condition that you haven't set up in place, this is going to say go ahead and exit. And that is typically where you're going to do more complex loops and things like that. You can have it loop until some condition happens, like, oh, my tool broke. And it will stop, exit out of that loop, and do something else. Or I can't find any more logs in this area, so instead I'm going to go look for sticks. Things like that. That is what this checkbox here does. If there is an error, it will escape this loop. And let's go ahead and let it get going. Now, remember too, bots require winding. So either you have to manually go click on the bot, or you have to have a bot that goes and winds the bots. And we'll talk about some programming for bot winding and things like that. But this is pretty much it. You can go ahead and play around with this interface, learn some basic stuff, but this is what loops are, the loop conditions, defining areas, moving, picking things up, dropping things, switching to backpacks. You pretty much, any action that you do, if the bot has the capability of doing that action, it will attempt to do that action, including switching backpack slots, things like that. So I will talk more in upcoming videos about this, but this is the starting point, so I hope this was helpful. And tune in for the rest of the objects where I talk about programming bots to do all of your forestry needs, to build tools, to build workstations, all those types of things. There's a lot of content coming up around this, so stay tuned. Feel free to subscribe, to throw a like. I really appreciate likes and commenting. It really does help the channel, and I'm trying to grow, get this information out to more people. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you soon. Take care.